Testing. I once kissed a girl, only kissed girls, never ever kissed a guy.
What about Kyle?
Synergy. 3, 2, 1.
I was late.
Right. That's okay. We got double waves on all of ours, so
Okay.
that should be... Yeah, it should be
Good. All right. I like how it all starts with us commenting on the Clap the podcast.
So much for synergy.
We're a little off. It's fine.
This is the first time recording at my place, right?
Yeah, it is.
I wish
That's
we had
why we're a little off, you know?
Yeah.
Getting used to the new
Well,
atmosphere.
it took 45 minutes to set up
I know,
our
yeah.
actual equipment from our... Did we start off here on the dining room
tables.
table?
No, we started off with that one.
Okay. Well, no, I was here. I set up here.
Right.
Then we moved to the dining room table.
Then we moved
And
back
then we moved back
to
here.
the coffee table.
And then we had to go somewhere else to the coffee table.
Yes, parts of the coffee table.
I just wanted that recorded.
Okay, good. Michelob Ultra sponsored. Low calorie beer for low calorie you.
There we go.
And a thumbs up.
And the thumbs up. They can't see that, but
I can't see that.
they can think of it.
Things you can't see in a radio.
Yeah.
How do you guys how are the vibes compared to Annie's? Because Annie's vibes
you can't
is he
see
doesn't have an air conditioner. So that's the vibes.
It's getting cooler now,
Oh, yeah.
and the window's always open. The moths have gone,
The moths are
have
gone.
so that's
Yeah.
nice.
Where'd they go?
Spiders' bellies. Oh, sorry.
No, I'm fine. Dude, the...
I know your best friend was a moth. Really cool.
Kyle.
Are they gonna hear the Kyle thing at the beginning?
That's the that's the
all right.
plan. That's the idea.
Yeah,
at
great.
least.
I think so.
All right, wonderful.
He's not happy.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah. So like, every day I go to my car to drive to work, right? As we do, and there was always a spider that's just dangling.
Like at the car.
Yeah.
Sorry, that sounds like one of those things that someone says who's like a celebrity who's trying to be in touch with like the regular people, but they're not. So they're like, every time I go to work in my car, you know,
As we
for some
all
reason
do.
when I heard that, that's what the first thing that came to my
Every time I drive
mind.
Daddy's Porsche. Yeah.
What do people do? Drive. Okay.
Drive. Or like aliens trying to be human. Every time I watch The Big Bang Theory on CBS. No, like I go to the car, open the door, but then there's a spider dangling down.
Like,
always.
by the
It's
door?
got a web on the door. The web's like attached to the door with flies inside. Every time I open up, the flies scatter everywhere.
Oh.
But I'm
Just
yet to
ruin
get
his
the courage
breakfast.
to actually kill I've grown attached to the spider.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Well-
And I hate spiders.
Yeah. This must be a special connection.
He's clearing the bugs out. It's good.
Yeah. I mean, until you let them all free. So now he's probably pissed at you.
Probably. Oh
My
no,
breakfast.
and I couldn't find him. He's probably like
Just waiting.
He's waiting for me somewhere.
This opportunity.
Do spiders like get bigger, or do they kind of just like stay the same?
I think it depends on the species.
Mm.
But I think generally if
More
they're
or
eating
less
well,
the same. Usually, right? I mean,
I
unless
think so. I think they get to a point and then
Yeah.
they'll probably grow like a little bit, but not past a certain point.
yeah, not substantially.
Yeah.
Do like big spiders just start small,
Yeah. And then
and
they
then
shed.
they
Just like us. You start small, let me get
Wow.
I think it'd be horrifying if they started fully formed.
Just born, just like
big. Giants.
I mean, have you seen the? You definitely shouldn't. But have you seen the videos of like the little clusters?
Oh,
what are those?
disturbing.
You don't want to know.
Very
But
disturbing.
I'll tell you. So they're like baby spiders. They'll sometimes be on clusters on the
Like
on the
wall
mom or just on a wall or like in like a little pouch, like a webbed pouch. It depends on the species again. And some people when they see them freak out and especially if they just see like a big mama spider and they smack it, but it's actually carrying all its babies, so suddenly hundreds of little spiders come out from the smack,
God.
and it's just horrifying.
Yep.
It's very scary. And
It's
now
mo-
you know.
It's more those like big like tarantulas that kind of like give me the heebie-jeebies. Like I'll kill a daddy long legs. I'll kill a mama long legs. I don't care. I don't give a crap. But or like the little spiders. But
It's the hairy ones.
It's the hairy. Yeah, like I saw one. SpiderCast 2020, by the way. But it was like 2 months ago, like 1 a.m. I'm getting my yogurt as you do.
As you do.
Open the fridge, and then I just see like at the bottom this like yellow spider like running to the fridge.
Yellow.
It was like yellow.
That's not what you want to see at 1 a.m. while you're getting your yogurt.
No.
I have a spider story that I'm not sure. It was in Hong Kong, so it shouldn't affect you here.
I was there. I was in Hong
Yeah, you
Kong.
were there, but it didn't happen during.
What if
What if it does?
What if it does?
Like next time you go, I hope not. That was horrifying. That made me scared of spiders. Is it all right if I tell it? Or?
Yeah.
All right.
We can't not tell it now.
Yeah, it's like just leave him hanging.
Just
moving on.
Total dick move. It's like, oh yeah. So anyway, puppies.
OnlyFans exclusive. Listen to it there.
Yeah. No. So I was. This was when I was still in high school, and I was showering at home, and it was winter, so I didn't have the fan on, and the fan's usually just above the shower, that like, to get the steam out. And I was showering, and suddenly I noticed like a hand kind of figure go in front of my face.
Yeah.
And I was like, no one's here with me. And I looked down, and it was this hairy spider the size of my hand.
Oh, God.
That just had passed like an inch in front of my face. And I like freaked out, grabbed the shower head and started blasting, hoping it would go down the drain, and it clogged the drain. It couldn't go down. It was too big.
It was like tarantula size?
Well, the size of your hand.
It was,
that's
like the body was smaller than my palm, but the legs
legs.
extended out, and it was hairy, and it was not
Ugh.
pleasant.
I would leave
Oh,
Yes.
yeah, no, here's the thing. I did.
the country.
You also did
I
that.
did leave. Yeah, I did that too. But I bolted out of the bathroom, so I was naked, yelling, "Mom!" because the spider was there. So Mom comes rushing there, and I managed to grab a towel just before she arrived, and a family friend is also staying with us, so she comes over, and I'm just there, like, "There's a spider in the washroom," and I was freaking out, and they're like, "Oh, okay, we'll take care of it," and I was just done. I went to school. I didn't know what happened, and when I got home, it's like, "Did you guys get it out?" Because I was just horrified, and they're like, yeah, we think so. It's like, what do you mean you think so? And what had happened is our family friend had taped up the door because they were trying to get the spider just out. But what happened was it was in the bathtub, and we had a tub, and then there's the toilet, and there's a sink on the other side. So the sink is on the other end of the bathroom, right? And she was trying to just shoo the spider away, and the spider jumped all the way to the window, not to the mirror on top of the sink.
From the bathtub?
From the bathtub. From the ground, so from the floor, it jumped across the entire room.
They can do that?
I mean, Spider-Man
I didn't
can't,
know that they
I'm
could.
assuming
That's
that's...
I didn't know that they could do that, but that one could. And
Oh, if
it
you got
jumped.
bit by this guy?
Oh man, the
shit.
ability to jump,
Yeah.
like that'd be awesome. I don't think it'd be worth it.
So I have a Spider-Man joke to tell after this as well.
So it jumped across the entire bathroom, and they're like, "Nope," and they just taped up the door. And what they did is, after a few hours, they
God.
took the tape down. They opened the door and they searched the entire bathroom, and he was gone. So they're like, "Oh, he's gone," and that was perfect. It's like, no worries. And so when I came home, I'm like, all right, cool. I went and I sat at my desk, and my bedroom is right next to the bathroom.
Oh, no.
So I sat at my desk, and I noticed something that I was looking for at my feet, like I think it was like a flashlight or actually it was a flashlight that I thought I'd lost. I'm like, oh, cool, I found it. So I picked it up and I turned it on, and right next to my hand was this spider, this
God.
spider, and I just leaped out.
You jumped to the...
I jumped to the other side of the room, having gained my spider powers only by proximity. And again, like instinctually, just Mom! I will not be ashamed to say that.
Oh, man.
And she was vacuuming, and she runs in with a vacuum, and she goes to like to vacuum the spider up, and it was just sticking to the wall, and just suddenly it just like gave out. But it was impressive.
Wow.
Like this thing was
It
just
held its own.
Yeah, and when it got like sucked into the vacuum, you just heard this like. Which was really satisfying, but absolutely horrifying. Like it was.
Jeez. That's
No.
wild.
Nah, and it took surprisingly living in Australia for me to calm down after that.
Yeah.
Because that was like Spiderville, right?
Yeah, it was exposure
Just
therapy.
exposed,
In a
yeah.
sense.
Yeah, I remember when I was in India, my grandparents had this giant like painting on the wall, and they were just like remodeling and just moving things around. Wanted to maybe get rid of the painting and just change things up. And I'd never seen this painting ever move like my entire life. It's always just been there. And so I was there when they decided to move it. So they like it's pretty big, so they kind of lifted it out, moved it, and behind this painting was a spider on one side and a lizard on the other. And this lizard's just eyeing this spider out, and I'm like, what the fuck's gonna happen? And blink of an eye, this lizard just books it for the spider and just gets it.
Wow.
Just gets it and then crawls away. I was like, damn, no. Lizards are
Lizards,
the
that's
yeah.
the... So I need like a little like pet lizard to always kind of...
Team players.
Yeah, gecko, yeah.
Yeah, you can get these really cool, beautiful, colorful geckos that if they say, like, they can say gecko,
Yeah.
and that's supposed to be a sign of good luck. So they...
Like the geckos can actually say gecko?
Gecko. Like Psyduck.
Yeah. It's like a Pokemon.
Yeah. The original Pokemon.
I
The
would-
only real Pokemon.
I would
they're
love
basing
like
it
a
on?
like a Jack and Daxter, like just little sidekick kind of
Yeah.
dude.
Yeah.
Just go around and just like kill all the spiders for me. Right?
That'd be awesome.
Yeah. Like for me with spiders, I grew up in in West Van or Northeast West Van. There was this we're in this house, and it was just like you just find spiders, like big spiders, not huge spiders,
Just like
but
the
like
daddy
sizable
long legs.
spiders that if I saw now I'd freak out.
Oh, yeah.
They'd be like, just like every like week you just see one, and I'd just be like kind of freaked out. You'd
That's
think I
annoying.
would grow like used to it, but it kind of just made me kind of hate spiders
It probably just enhanced that fear even more.
a little bit. But again, it's mainly just playing like Elder Scrolls, Skyrim,
Yeah.
and like other kind of
Probably didn't help.
Fallen Order. Like I
yeah.
got used to it a bit, but it's because you can avoid them mostly.
Yeah, but then they jump out.
The
at
jump
you. That's the shitty
where
part.
they jump you,
You
and
don't
I'm like,
see them coming. Yeah.
yeah, it was
Not
rough.
fun.
Not fun. Or like you die and you gotta keep playing it.
Yeah, you have to get past that level.
Yeah,
I forgot about
that
the
was
spiders
rough.
in
How could you forget?
Yeah, I didn't.
I'm
forget.
used to them now. Like I said, desensitized.
Right.
Yeah.
Been desensitized. That's true. I feel like cockroaches are worse. I don't like cockroaches.
Those
things
are gross.
Freak the fuck out of me.
Yeah,
The fact that they fly.
Yeah, dude. Fuck
like
that.
they shouldn't have that.
They
It's
should
like
not
hats.
have that.
As Game Shark.
What is
are
this
these guys
evolutionary advantage? I don't get this.
We were at Anda's house again in Hong Kong, and we were going down a stairwell. And this is back when we were again silly teenagers, so we had like dog tags on. Tough.
Yeah.
And crawling up the handrail on the way, like
Yeah.
we were on the way down, and crawling up the handrail was this cockroach. And we're like, all right, we'll just walk around it, you know. And then it started flying towards us, and we freaked out. And I just, for some reason, took off my dog tags and threw it at it, just like, like you know, like swung them around, and just like chopped them at this flying gross bug, and it chopped it in half.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, and I felt like a badass, but it's like
That is
it's
pretty
just a
cool.
bug.
Yeah. But it's a flying cockroach, man. That just should not be a thing.
No, it was
Don't like
horrifying.
that. Have you seen white cockroaches?
No.
Those are freaking weird, too.
White cut
Like white cockroaches.
like wow.
Like they're just...
Like are they in India?
I saw that in Saudi Arabia, so not in India.
Damn.
But yeah, super weird. It's like etched in my memory too. I don't know, like what. It's just so specific. I remember looking at it in the corner of the bathroom door, and I'm like, I'm not going to the bathroom today. We'll just
It's a poop
I'm
your
gonna
pants kind of
hold
day
that.
today.
You know what? I'm a kid. If I poop myself, they'll understand. I'm just a child. I'm not fucking messing with that cockroach. Nope.
So did you poop your pants?
Possibly. Maybe.
A gentleman never tells.
I think our for OnlyFans, our first pooper pants story as an adult's a good
Yeah.
a good one. And if nobody has, then you have to poop your pants on during the podcast.
On the spot. And then there's a story.
Yeah.
I have close calls.
Yeah, we know.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, man.
It sounded so like we've been there.
Yeah, we've been
Oh
there.
yeah, we know. We have to like stop them.
Not here, Chris. Damn it, we're in public.
Oh yeah, so my stupid thing was that my buddy Nick was like, someone should make a superhero named Latman who can block bullets with his lats, like your back muscles, right?
Mm-hmm.
Actually, he said tell Annie to get on it. right, for the comics.
Got it.
Right, look at this, getting your
Yeah,
name dropped in other
there you
people's
go.
conversations.
Boom.
The comic this is business. This is look at this. And I said, buddy, you know, I like fame. I don't like fame and fortune. I don't want to have to turn down tens of millions of dollars to play the live action version. Then I said, because with wide lats becomes wide responsibility.
Well played. Well played. I'll get on that.
All right, nice. Just that panel.
Just that panel, yeah.
We'll need you to do a turnaround.
Right.
I don't like fame. We've been over this.
Just fortune.
Just the fortune.
Like imagine not not liking for. I don't want money. I don't want fortune either.
Yeah.
Yeah, neither
Nah.
fame nor fortune.
We're good.
Yeah, we aight.
That's why we're doing a podcast.
Exactly, because we don't want fame or
No,
fortune.
not at all.
Yeah,
Just a
because
talk.
that's guaranteed with this podcast is money
And
and
fortune.
and money and fortune. Yeah. Fame's just a bonus.
no, exactly. Yeah.
First delivery. Oh, that was amazing. That was so bad.
That's what made it good.
Well, I set the bar pretty low with a wide lats, a wide responsibility.
Man.
Yeah. So the episode today, it may not be the first time we've done this.
Well, the first
Possibly.
attempt, definitely not.
No. Annie?
Yeah, my laptop died. It was sad days.
It's not even
At the end of
Yeah,
recording.
exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, we had like 5 minutes left and it pooped the bed.
We were wrapping it up. We were in the
Yeah.
we were rounding third or fourth or no third because you got to get home. We were rounding third.
Yeah.
We're getting the signal to go home.
I know. But what can I do? What can I say?
So you're lucky you edited the podcast and we can't get mad at you.
That was the entire
you're
plan
lucky
this
you're one
entire
of the
time.
stars.
Yeah. Actually, is your laptop plugged? I was not even joking. Like it's plugged. I forgot to
Yeah,
check.
it's plugged in.
Ah, very good.
Oof.
Imagine it
Like
was.
triple check that shit this time around.
I actually almost forgot to plug mine in. I was like, oh yeah.
Mine's not plugged in. Not even joking.
Oh man.
And I don't edit shit, so I can't.
You're
I
like,
can't
"Oh, it's
screw
just
up.
my place."
You'll just replace
yeah,
me with
you're the host
You just
right
get
now,
me a
too.
new Thomas. You just get the podcast a new Thomas.
New lats, new
New
responsibility.
Oh, buddy.
yeah.
No, I like. What was your idea, Christian? That Annie could just.
Oh, that what we'll do is because we've saved our conversations, so
Right.
Annie would have to try and remember what he said while he just listens to what we said and fill in the
Just
gaps.
improv the entire thing.
Honestly, that would have been awesome.
That would be
Actually,
fun.
that'd be
Maybe a
cool.
special episode.
Yeah, I want to
Ne-
do that.
We'll make it
I
happen.
want to do this actually.
I think next person to fail has to do
Yeah,
it
that's
for
the
like,
punishment.
for like
yeah.
5 minutes of the next episode is punishment. And like they have to talk. If there's silence during the conversation,
They get
then-
whipped.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
maybe not that.
Yeah.
Silent all day. No,
Dude, that'd be so hard too, because that was the one time that it wouldn't have picked up anything in the mic, so it'd actually be silent.
Yeah.
And also would
Yeah.
have been the easiest podcast to edit too.
Yeah, because we did that one virtually.
Yeah.
Right. So if it actually happened, no, it wouldn't have mattered. Never mind. Yeah, it would have been hooped either way.
Yeah.
Oh well.
that's what would have made
Oh
it
well.
so
So now you get to hear us talk about the same stuff that we did before.
Just
only
to
less
actually-
prepared.
Yeah. So I
Because
feel
I
like,
didn't save my document.
Yeah.
yeah, I feel a lot less prepared than before as well. I went
okay.
into it like, oh, it's the same stuff.
It'll feel natural,
I guess I don't know.
organic.
But maybe we'll change it up.
I
You
mean-
don't know. They haven't heard the other podcast. They don't know.
Yeah, neither have we.
Yeah. That's true.
Yeah.
So Xbox Series X
Yep.
was
Revealed.
revealed 2 weeks ago, but
3 weeks.
3 weeks ago.
2 weeks
Damn, that was
ago-
almost a month ago?
Yeah.
Holy
Don't make us sound like we're so out of touch,
I
Annie.
mean, yeah, that wasn't that long ago.
I mean, it wasn't the original time of recording.
Yes. Right.
Don't worry, not too much
yeah.
shame. No, don't worry.
We had a price. We had a.
So, okay, what are the games that they've revealed for their launch titles?
Launch titles? I'm not entirely sure because one of their launch titles was meant to be Halo. But
Right.
There was backlash
Yeah.
because of the visual fidelity and some of the quality animations in some of their reveal.
So yeah, that got
gameplay.
pushed.
So that got pushed, which I think was the right thing to do.
Probably. I mean, people have waited for this long. They could wait a little longer.
Especially for this one, where it's
Yeah.
like open world Halo.
Get a good game,
right?
yeah.
It's
Oh yeah, no, exactly. People want quality more than quantity now, because like we're living in an age that there's a lot of choice. I think sometimes you feel a little too much, so you're just stuck with, what to choose, and you end up choosing nothing, or at least I do, because I'm like I don't care. Like there's more effort going into the choice than the game I'm actually actually playing.
Agreed.
So I'd rather that they do quality. So I appreciate that they're taking that time, especially for a franchise that's the cornerstone of Xbox. Like this was the thing that helped them get like any.
It was
of, like
no Halo, no Xbox.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Yeah,
so,
right.
And especially now, I think I don't know if I mentioned this in the last podcast or the one before, but this needs to be a really damn good Halo.
Yeah.
Because Halo 4, Halo 5, like I played them, like they're fun, but they were a downgrade. They were an objective downgrade, I'd say, from the other ones.
Yeah, so there's a
from
lot
Reach.
riding on this one.
I think so, right?
Yeah.
And
And it is ushering in a whole new generation, so that's another aspect of it. Like I feel like a lot of people, they might hold off on maybe buying the console immediately, wait for Halo to come out, then probably buy the console with Halo.
Especially if they upgrade the graphics, because
Exactly.
that's the real draw of the next gen is faster loading speeds and
almost like
crazy
no
graphics.
loading speeds, right? Like
I watched-
That's the
loading
idea.
times,
So,
right? Yeah.
one thing I saw since last week, it was IGN's Xbox, the main Xbox dude there on IGN.
Yeah.
He did a featurette on Xbox Series X and the loading times. So he used Xbox One games, Red Dead Redemption, Fallout 4, all these other ones, right? And he compared the loading time on the Xbox One to Series X. It was insane. It was like 10 seconds to like a
gone.
minute. It was
That's awesome.
ridiculous. Yeah.
That's amazing.
That's really good. I mean, they've already gotten really good with loading times, even at the end of this generation. Like playing Ghost of Tsushima, it's an open world game, so presumably like loading times would be relatively, there might be something. They had to stop it from being too quick so people could actually read the tips in the loading screens, because it just
crazy.
like loads immediately. Whether you're in a boss battle or like you're just in the world, it doesn't really it just loads. And then you compare that with like, I don't know. Like even Last of Us was pretty quick as far
Last
as I
of Us 2,
remember.
it wasn't too bad.
Like even if you die, like it would come up pretty quickly.
No.
I don't think there
It was
were
more
any-
like Xbox 360 and like first
Yeah.
gen Xbox. That's when you had a really long load time.
Right.
Red Dead Redemption was one they showed, and that's where it's like it can be like to get into the main game. And GTA 5 is like it's like you can go like ride
Super
a bike,
fast.
call mommy. You can like run from a spider. You can do a lot of things and, like before it loads.
yeah, it's an all-in-one game right there.
Yeah, exactly. That sounds like something you could do in GTA. You can ride your bike. You can probably I don't know if you can call mommy, but
You can like
Yeah.
bet on the stock market and shit. Why not?
yeah, exactly.
Why not fight a
At
spider?
GTA 6, call mommy to
Come on. She's been waiting.
Yeah. One thing I didn't think that was really cool in the Series X. I don't know if PS5 has this. I think they do, but it's the switching between games.
What do you mean?
So like, let's say you're playing, I don't know, the new Halo,
Right.
but then you want to go play 2K.
Mm-hmm.
So you go play 2K for a bit, and you want to go back to Halo, where your Halo is still loaded up.
Oh, so you're not quitting the
You're not
applications.
quitting the application.
Gotcha.
You're going in there, takes
That's
5
cool.
seconds, and you're back in the game.
Right.
That's pretty cool, I think.
So it's almost like going through tabs on Chrome or something.
Exactly.
Like that. Yeah.
I imagine that's cool for like party games or just like a nice,
Absolutely.
like a nice to have.
Yeah.
You know, right? So,
Yeah, it's a convenience factor for sure.
yeah.
Yeah, that'd be curious. I mean, like, have they already revealed what the UI and stuff looks like for Series X? Like, what the main menu and all that stuff?
They've updated that so many times in Xbox One that it doesn't
It's like
matter what they show.
unrecognizable at this point.
Well, I don't think that it really matters. That's something that like they're gonna constantly be updating.
Mm-hmm.
I think the more important stuff is like just its performance and
yeah,
games it
for
has.
sure.
Which it looks like at least they're pushing to actually have some quality games out there for many reasons. Like,
Right. Yeah, that's why I kind of, because we were talking about this the other day of like, if you were to get, if you were to get the PS5, like what games would you get to start off with?
Yeah.
What are the launch titles that are coming out for that.
For PS5.
Right, Miles is one, which
Miles,
is
Godfall.
I mean, I'm not getting a PS5 because they're gonna have it for PS4 as well.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna wait for God of War because God of War,
Yeah.
and hopefully there's a bundle for that looks super cool.
That'd be it smart because that game comes out 2021, probably fall, so they could do
Most
a
likely.
bundle.
Yeah.
Because with PS4 they did a GTA bundle.
Right.
Actually, Justin was convinced he bought the PS4 like holiday when it came out. It's like a month after it came out.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dude, no, because he was like, I got the GTA 5 bundle, and I'm like, no, dude, GTA 5 came out like a month before the PS4 release.
Yeah.
Didn't come out on PS4
Yeah.
until the year afterwards. He was like, I googled it, and I'm like, this is good. He was like certain. He had to get his receipt from his PS4 that he bought to be proven wrong. But no, the first bundle was like a year afterwards for holiday with
Right.
GTA 5.
Yeah.
Right? So I think a God of War bundle with PS5,
Very likely.
holiday 2021, makes sense.
Wicked.
Right?
So,
I would think. I'd be surprised if there's not that. But
Yeah.
yeah.
With their own version of like a God of War actual like PlayStation.
Exactly.
Yeah. Ooh.
Yeah.
I almost
super
bought the Spider-Man one. I was
Yeah, the Spider-Man bundle was pretty cool.
because I've never owned a PlayStation, so that was gonna
that'd be a good way to.
that was gonna be
kick
my
things
introduction
off.
to it, and I'm like, well, Annie's got one.
Yeah.
You know, Thomas lives nearby. I can always like
Yeah,
come around.
always
and play
got
and,
the option to do so.
Yeah, and especially if like with the new generation, I'm just like, my friends in Hong Kong are getting the
Series
Xboxes,
X, yeah.
so I'm just like, I'd rather that
Yeah.
play with them online, and then I can just walk
Walk
over
here,
to their
yeah.
place and play the PlayStation. So at least I
Exactly.
have the experience of those, as well as like the part that I miss about gaming, especially modern gaming, is actually sitting next to someone and playing a game as opposed to being online.
Our mandatory podcast vent about lack of split screen in modern
Dude,
games.
maybe if we vent enough times, and someone will listen and actually bring them back. The
Yeah.
fact that you remove split screen in something like Need for Speed, it just boggles my mind.
I do want to talk to like a game developer, programmer on
Why?
why and the reasons why,
Yeah.
whether it's I feel like it's not financially motivated.
I feel like it's maybe
I feel like
frame rate.
I think it's frame rate and performance.
Yeah. But
Especially nowadays with how graphics have gotten, that making it split screen, because it's not that the aspect ratio does kind of get all wacky. Unless you're doing four
suppose.
person, right?
Right.
I feel like that's
'cause
kind
it
of
gets
the
split so tightly.
yeah. I feel like that people are scared of their game looking
Shit.
bad. I feel like that's the main motivation. But again, I'm curious.
I mean,
that would be a good interview to
yeah,
have. We
that
should
would be very
interview
interesting.
someone for that.
Yeah.
So if you're a game developer,
And want to come and let us in on this or explain.
let us know, because we're gonna keep talking about it. So
Yeah, we will.
Stop us from talking about it.
I wonder if it's because of potentially processing power, at least before, because now the machines are getting so much more powerful that like most games are putting in assets that are much higher
Right,
quality
res,
with
yeah.
higher texture, higher model poly
Polygons.
counts and stuff like that. That potentially it could be that if they've got two characters. And you don't want to feel like you're shackled to the other one. Maybe it's like, all right, if we let them into on the same machine, let them explore different parts of the world. Suddenly, these like machines have to start computing more. Than it originally would have
That would
to.
make sense as well.
Potentially, I'm not entirely sure if that's a thing or if that's the reason.
Yeah, but I guess that also comes down to what kind of games will employ that the split screen, right?
And like I was telling Tony
Yeah.
Hawk, that's got split screen, but also the game's like 20 gigabytes, and it's
and it's a remaster. Right?
remaster of
Yeah.
a 20-year-old game, right? So
Yeah, most modern,
Sticking to that 20.
most indie
20
games,
years.
most indie games actually have like split screen and stuff like that, which I really
Yeah.
enjoy. But
Yeah.
maybe, yeah. But
I mean,
think-
like Rocket League, that
Rocket
has split
League,
screen. And,
but with those sports games, they're not rendering any more new information.
True.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
It's all the
But
same.
that's why it depends on the game.
I think
right?
so. So I think that's also a factor.
yeah, I think so. I think that's personally, I think that's the answer. But
Let's put this out there to the world, and we will have someone on
To explain.
to explain to us.
Yeah.
or
It's official.
someone in the comments to just tell us we're stupid. But as long as they do that and explain it, I'm alright.
Yeah. We just want to know. Just want
I'd
the
rather
information.
know.
But
Yeah.
on the podcast, we can ask some questions. We
Yeah.
can have a guest.
It's true.
It's a fun time.
It will be.
Yep.
You know, everyone's having a good time.
We just need connections.
That's
We
right.
just want connections. No, but I was thinking again about the PS5 launch lineup, and I looked into it. Dark Souls remaster comes out on PS5's launch,
Oh, okay.
And
kinda
if they make
cool.
the game easier, I might buy it. But if it's still so bloody hard, I'm not going to buy it.
I don't
Stop
think-
making your game so hard.
I don't think they're gonna make
yeah,
it
something
easier.
else. They're not making that easier.
give it like just like a pussy option.
Yeah.
Or what's the male
They
version
should
of
call
pussy?
it that. They should call it the pussy option.
The Chad option. I don't know, right? Give like the
Trevor option.
Trevor. A guy named Trevor would
He
go
probably
for-
would beat that game.
Yeah, Trevor. Oh yeah, a Chad.
Yeah, he's got the time.
Yeah, I just think of the Trevor in GTA.
Oh right, yeah.
I'm like, yeah.
He's got time to do a lot of shit.
Yeah, but no. Call of Duty Cold War is gonna be on that, so that's a
True.
yeah. Because I'm a basic bro, so that's got to go on.
You got
it.
zombies,
that-
man. I'll be here for the zombies.
Sweet.
But that's not exclusive.
No,
No.
that's on
No.
everything.
Yeah.
That's on
that's
like
so.
yeah.
That's on everything.
Well, what's cool with that is that they do the free upgrades, right? So when
Yeah.
Cold War comes out, I can get in the PS4, play it there, and then upgrade to PS5
Yeah,
That's
for
nice.
free. And that's a cool thing this generation that they're doing.
that is a really
Right?
cool
Which
thing.
makes sense, you know?
It does.
Yeah,
I think it's also because I think they may have realized that perhaps the launch titles have never been as strong coming out, and then people have had to choose whether go with the new generation or stick to the old one until
Yeah.
something comes out. But in this case, you kind of get a bit of both, like
Yeah.
best of both worlds almost.
Yeah.
So that's kind of neat.
Well, yeah, because when the latest generation came out, it was literally whatever's on it, that's it.
Yeah.
Because we don't have anything from the previous one, and no one wanted them. Like it took me
Oh god, PS4 launch
a couple years before I bought.
Sweet.
Yeah, it was pretty brutal.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
it was awful for.
Killzone was like one of the best games. And, like it was fine, but it was like
Yeah, but it's not keeping you around for that
No.
long.
No, and then what you have, like the only 2 titles that have like
Knack.
launched with it. Yeah, all right.
Right.
Knack. Oh man.
Yeah, no.
That was disappointing. Yeah, I
I'm glad that they've
waited
learned,
for
though.
Infamous. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So like that now, and they are also doing that with they're not exclusives, right? Like you can literally get it on like any game. Like they don't have to be exclusives. Like Assassin's Creed Valhalla, like that thing's gonna do the same thing, or you can just get the previous or current generation and then
Yeah.
get the upgrade, or Watch Dogs, or there's a ton of games.
Well, because they have like a 6-month buffer where it's just fun to have the console, right?
Right.
Games are kind of secondary. You buy the console
For the console.
right? For like playing the couple games they have at launch, playing your old games,
Yeah.
the whole PlayStation Plus new feature where you can play all the old games, right? The UI, the whole experience,
And the Ultimate Pass.
Yeah.
like the load times being
Right.
being gone, right? There's all these things that you got
Yeah.
6 months to like, especially nowadays, where I feel like the jump from the actual unit and the actual console is much higher when it comes to the actual, not so much graphics, but just like horsepower and efficiency with
Right.
like
Yeah.
the loading times again as an example, right? PS3 to PS4, Xbox 360, Xbox One. Like the whole Kinect stuff fell on its face, anyways.
Yeah, 'cause
right?
that
Like,
was the main
Yeah,
draw.
that was
of
the
both of
main,
them.
and that's what like tanked me from getting an Xbox One was the little Kinect always on.
Yeah, they
all
were
that
focusing on the wrong
bullshit,
thing.
right?
They,
Oh man.
they made
that was
an
a
entertainment
big-
system as
that was
opposed to
so-
a game system.
Well, that's what
Yeah.
they call the Xbox One, like your one entertainment
Right,
console for
console.
the living room, right? Total like
Yeah, you
Total
forgot
fail.
your audience.
total fail. Yeah.
You're not Nintendo.
Well,
yeah.
I think they kind of forgot, which is odd considering that they're Microsoft and produce computers, that we kind of have that. Like we can just go online and do whatever we want now and
Yeah.
plug it into the TV. Like you can have like, what is it? You can even get, a Raspberry Pi, the little computer.
Wait, what?
It's not actually a Raspberry Pi.
It's
I'm
not an
very
actual
confused.
Raspberry Pi.
Yeah.
It's like it's a microcomputer. It's like
Okay.
this big.
Dude,
like
it's-
it's a card essentially,
Yeah.
and you just plug it into a TV, like a smart
cool.
TV, and then you can go online. So you can just
Oh,
have
wow.
all your streaming stuff just on
Got
there.
it.
It's just like, and now the TVs themselves do it
Exactly.
themselves.
Yeah,
so
now
you
the
don't even
smart
need that.
TVs just
Yeah.
got their shit down.
Oh, it's stupid.
Yeah, that was a false
Yeah,
move.
they, because I went and watched a guy review the Xbox Series X like E3 press conference. They spent like half an hour talking about watching football on your Xbox One, like the NFL on it,
Okay.
and buying a movie ticket on your Xbox One.
Oh, I remember that. Yeah.
Like the guy watched like Star Trek, the first like the first remake of Star Trek,
Yeah.
and then it was like, oh, and you can buy the ticket for Star Trek 2 on your Xbox while you watch. It's like people have phones.
Yeah.
This is 2013. People still had phones to buy that stuff. So ass backwards, back asswards.
That was poor planning.
Yeah, and literally it took Xbox 4 years to catch up and gain respect. Right?
Yeah, that
literally
threw them off the wagon.
And now it's all games and hardware.
Yeah.
That's all they're going for now.
Good.
Which is good.
Yeah.
Which is
What it
solid.
should have always been.
They're banking hard on the Ultimate Pass kind of being like the thing that
Right.
drives them in.
Which is a good
I
deal.
love that.
Oh, it's an amazing
Yeah.
deal.
Yeah.
I'm super happy with it. My brother and I we'll just test games to play together.
So cool.
And it's just like, cool, let's jump on this. Yeah, all right, cool, let's jump on this. It's like, oh, do you like this? And I don't know, it's been really fun because we get to try genres that we're not necessarily familiar with or we wouldn't consider ourselves fans of. And then we'll start playing and it'll be like odd and we're uncomfortable a bit because it's like we're not sure what this, like, I don't know, game or story or whatever entails. And then you get like, oh wow, I actually ended up enjoying this game, which is great because I wouldn't have had this experience if it wasn't for Ultimate Pass, because I can actually sample things. Now in the world that we have so much choice, at least being able to sample everything. Like before, remember when we were talking about how games used to release a free
Demos.
demo?
Yeah.
And you could play the game before you bought it because you would play like the introduction level or whatever, right? Or like one they would just set up for the demo, right? So it doesn't reveal anything about the story but gives you a taste of it, right? And now they don't do that anymore. This is like the best option because now I can sample all these games and mess around and see if I like them and actually get invested when I'm like, cool, I've tried this one. I didn't think I would like it. And now that I've tried it, awesome. Like I get to explore it and really
dig in
and actually enjoy gaming again. Because I think aside from like playing on the PlayStation to play like Spider-Man, I don't think there's been anything lately, or at least in this generation, that really
captured
me. Like I enjoyed God of War story, but I just watched that. Like I didn't feel the need to play.
God of War, you gotta play.
That was a fun
game. I think it would change, but still, just the story itself and the world that it created was awesome. That I enjoyed just watching it.
Except the Valkyries. Fuck the
Oh
Valkyries.
yeah, screw that.
God, that was hard.
But the rest of it, I don't really remember anything in particular. I enjoyed Rocket League, but that you can play on anything.
Is that all on PlayStation, or are you talking about the whole generation itself?
The whole generation itself, I didn't really care for. The Xbox, PlayStation.
Really? See, Xbox. I have an Xbox and a PlayStation. Xbox was Game Pass, very cool, love it. But oh god, like memories with it. Gears of War those were fun games. That's about it. Halo was the worst Halos, but still pretty fun. What else? I guess some indie games playing on the Sunset Overdrive was really good.
I did.
Sunset Overdrive was pretty fun.
That was the only one that really stood out to me. Where I was like, maybe I should get an Xbox because that
was
looks
super cool.
fun. Yeah.
But that's kind of about it. And that's kind of going into the Microsoft buying Bethesda.
Right.
A splash like that's kind of necessary when
supposedly latest news. Yeah. But not really.
Yeah. It was hot last week when we were talking about it. Oh boy, it was so hot news.
Yep. It was day of?
No, it was day afterwards. I think.
The day after.
Yeah. Still, that was good for us.
Until
we tried.
Yeah, we tried. We were so on it, and we are gonna release that like that weekend. Oof, so on the news.
Which would have still been like, it's fine.
Yeah, we're not mad at any.
Still very good news.
Yeah.
Well, it's still big news because then it still brings up questions that haven't been answered yet, which is the point, right?
Yeah.
Like, whether or not, like, what of Bethesda's are they going to make exclusive, or are they going to do the temporary exclusive thing where they're going to be like, all right, Xbox gets this a year before PlayStation because, like we've discussed before in the previous recording.
I kind of forget, so it's okay.
No worries. This only just I only just remembered that what we were talking about is like if they do that, they're only really going to, like, let's say, like I'm a huge fan of the Elder Scrolls series. But if PlayStation got it a year before Xbox, well, no, like let's say it was the roles were reversed because I'm going Xbox. It's already like I said at the beginning because of my friends. But if PlayStation had an exclusive like before, and like with Spider-Man, for example, like the only time that would have hooked me to actually buy a PlayStation would have been the first year. Because after that, I'm all right. You know? So I think like if they were to do anything, they would do a year exclusive, because in that way they will attract the people who are more fans of the game than who care about the console that they're playing on. They'll hook them in, because after that, they'd rather just sell the game and make more profit, right? Or at least that's my thinking.
That would make the most sense. I think the timed exclusive thing has worked pretty well for them earlier too, because they did the same thing for Tomb Raider. Pretty sure it was the second one, I think, the Rise of the Tomb Raider. That was a timed exclusive as well. I think maybe it was 6 months or something like that. And they got more content like DLC and shit like that, and then it was released on PlayStation. I think PC also eventually. But yeah, that was a timed exclusive. And that made a lot of sense, because you do get like people, because the first game did relatively well.
Yeah.
And so you get the people who really want to play that game to jump on board with the Xbox, and then eventually, like, once kind of like the initial hype of it dies down, then you just open the gates to everyone else, and then they'll be like, oh yeah, like I forgot about this game, or like, you know, I actually did want to play this.
It's kind of having your cake and eating it too a bit, right? Like,
oh, for sure.
Because you get to make all the money off of the initial game sales a bit, get the people to jump over and grab your console, and then a year later you get to still kind of reap the benefits of the other consoles.
Yeah, no, exactly.
Playing the games, right?
I only just realized, or just thought of, that there is a potential risk, but I think it's a good risk for the consumers that they're taking this on, is that if the game that they've got a year exclusive towards flops, at least that way the consumers on the other console know, and then can not buy it. You know what I mean? Cannot buy that game. So as a benefit, like, I think it's got a...
So just make good games.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But then it's great for us as consumers only as a timed exclusive. If it was just a pure exclusive, you guys know my feelings on that. I don't like that stuff. Mm-hmm. But as a timed exclusive, I think then it kind of forces them, because they know, all right, we've got a year to impress like the hell out of everyone, because A, it'll draw people to our console, but B, that means that when we do release it across platform, then if it holds up, then everyone's going to want to buy it on the other console as well. So at least with if all exclusives were just timed exclusives, I think the consumers would would have great options, because then both companies would have to make sure that the quality is not just high for their own qualities, like their own brand's like name, but also high because then you'll have the extra monetary, like, oh, okay, and like being able to entice people on the other console as well.
Yeah, because it's kind of like, for the company's perspective, like Microsoft, right? Again, they're they own Bethesda, for example, right? So if the new Elder Scrolls goes to PlayStation, they're making not all of it, but they're making a ton of money off of the game sales of that, right?
Yeah,
so
for sure.
It's in both companies' interest.
So yeah, I guess it does work for everybody.
Yeah, it's kind of a win-win.
Yeah.
Right? So I can see that kind of, like, obviously, like, Uncharted I don't see being on Xbox, right?
I mean, the games that are already exclusives are probably not going to
but
not be exclusives anymore, but
especially for these
moving forward, like,
non-first party studios.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I think that's kind of where it'll come down to.
Yeah.
Right? So, no, but I was on IGN, and I saw, like, 2 weeks ago probably even, what consoles are you buying? It was, PS5 digital, PS5 regular, Xbox Series S and Series X, right?
Yep.
And it was like, PS5 was like 40% the model. The Xbox Series X was like 15, whatever, right?
Oh, wow.
Flashback last week, it was like 30%
So it's getting
PS5
neck and neck.
and like 23% Series X. And they said based on Bethesda.
Oh, wow.
What is the... And it was ridiculous.
Right.
Right?
So people's thoughts are
It
shifting.
was a giant shift, right? And on IGN, it's kind of it's a good barometer, because it's hardcore consumers who are going to be the ones buying consoles.
Exactly.
Like year of or month of, right? So it was very interesting, right? So
I'm curious if they added the question, like, would you be buying a second console and which one? Because if, let's say, people who bought a PlayStation first were also more likely to buy the Xbox Series S as like a second console, because then they know it's significantly cheaper, and it's like, all right, it gives me access to whatever exclusives or whatever, right? Oh no, that's just a curious thing because
I feel like they might have had that question as well, like a secondary. Maybe they did, maybe they didn't.
Because I feel like a lot. I mean, at least in the comment section, like there are a lot of people who are like, I don't really give a shit. I'm gonna get both anyway. So I mean, there's still like a fair amount of people who are gonna do that. I don't know which they'll get first, but
Must be
eventually
nice to
they're
have
gonna have
money.
both, right?
Well, for me, like it's compared to like stuff that you can spend on, right? Video games is like my main hobby,
Yeah.
right? So allocating the money to it is like I'm not gonna buy an Xbox Series X right away, but
Yeah.
the holiday bundle the year afterwards, right?
Yeah.
With whatever it comes out, whatever it's paired with, right? Yeah, we'll see. But no, as I said last week, what excites me most about the Xbox is that Game Pass Ultimate,
yes,
and is the chance you can play it on anything, right?
So
if
how
your
exactly does that
Android-
work?
So I don't know if it's released yet, but let's say you have an Android phone or a tablet. I gotta see if my Microsoft tablet would work with this, but probably not. It's very cheap. But you throw on Switch like Joy-Cons on the sides,
Yeah.
and then you live stream like Stadia
Onto
the
your
games
tablet.
onto your tablet or your phone, and you
wow.
play them live, right?
Interesting.
with a good and fast internet
So you
connection.
could
Yes,
actually,
and it uses
right.
a ton of your internet, right? Like Stadia,
Naturally.
right? And I'm sure there's a latency component to it as well. Probably not perfect, but
But it
I
doesn't
think that's
matter like
super
what
cool.
kind of game it is. It could be
I think the idea is that with any game,
with any game.
Yeah.
Because you're just
as long as it's
streaming
on
it.
Ultimate, yeah.
yeah,
So,
Interesting.
like, I think the best part about that is that because it's part of the Ultimate bundle, you're not paying anything extra if you're already paying
Yeah,
for
you're
Ultimate.
already online.
Yeah.
So they don't lose even by making this a test, you know? Like, even if it doesn't, even if it's got lag and stuff, they can, make sure, okay, where are the bottlenecks in this? Like, how do we make it more efficient? They can actually test using people who,
Who
will
are
be like,
just
whatever,
playing.
because I was paying for access to the games on my console or
Yeah, exactly.
or computer. So
So it's just an added bonus.
Yeah.
Essentially.
I have
Yeah.
a strange conspiracy theory.
Lay
Is
it on
that
us.
all right? I feel like Xbox may have planned to launch the Series X and then a Google Stadia like option for Game Pass only.
Mhm.
Right? Where it's a thing where you plug it
Like
into
a
your
hardware.
TV. Yeah, I guess Stadia is a hardware, but like a dongle for your
Yeah.
for your HDMI, right? Just like Stadia, but the Microsoft version, right?
Right.
And then you can play your Game Pass on your TV via that. You can play it on your phone, whatever. And there would be no Series S. It would just be entirely that. And you pay $100 up front to get the dongle, and then you pay your whatever ultimate
Pass,
whatever. But then with Stadia just torpedoing and bombing, I feel like they
That is
may have been like,
possibility.
okay, maybe we don't do this.
Yeah.
Maybe that's a terrible idea. So because again, it's kind of funny how they're releasing right now that kind of live streaming ultimate option, kind of not a lot of promotion, kind of
Just sneaking it in
there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe they like. I'm sure it took a while to develop the Series S. They probably
I mean, they wouldn't
Right?
abandon
Like,
it completely because people are still gonna buy it. But
Yeah.
as an option for maybe people who aren't like hardcore gamers,
Yeah.
but they still want to have the ability to play hardcore games, quote
Yeah.
unquote, that would be a good option.
yeah,
how much the Switch was? What, $400, right?
Yeah.
about that. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Never mind. I was gonna be like, what if the Series S is to try and like get people who are on like, because in my brain, for some reason, I still consider that Nintendo is like the cheaper option of like, which is why it's not battling. But then I realize like, no, they just have completely different games, which is
Yeah,
why-
And
their
also-
audience is just totally
different. Yeah,
But
exactly.
also
So
the
they're-
idea that
yeah.
it's cheaper is not really true because other games are never on sale. They're all $80 Canadian.
Oh yeah, yeah. No,
Well, that's the thing. Yeah, they're
the
not
idea
cheaper.
They're not. So in the end, you're gonna probably spend more. Let's say you have 10 Switch games. You're gonna spend more on your Switch than any other console.
And they're smart too because the people buying their games are mostly like kids. And they're like kids are gonna want games regardless, and parents are
Yeah.
gonna buy it for them.
Yeah.
So they're not gonna be like, "Oh, we should reduce games because like make it more affordable for these 10-year-olds." But like their parents are gonna pay for it. And so
Yeah.
it's. I mean, I'm not saying that only kids play the Switch, which is obviously not true. However, a lot of the audience going into a Switch are kids.
Yeah, and there's not and it's all first party games, so they can
Right.
control the price on that.
Exactly.
Right. But they're all damn good games too.
Yeah, they
Not
are.
all, but most.
Well, yeah, they
Right?
do. Yeah, they've got good games.
Animal Crossing. You name the Super Mario's.
I was gonna
Zelda.
say,
Right? Like,
and they
it's
encourage
insane.
party play. People to come
Exactly.
together, sit down on the couch, and play games
Exactly.
together.
Yeah.
So they're winning in that sense.
Oh yeah, I think the Switch, especially after the Wii U debacle, and I had a Wii U, actually underrated. They actually had very good games, and they ported them to the Switch, but it was just a kind of a bit of a colossal misfire in regards to what it was.
Well,
you know?
the dependency on the clunky controller was just
ugly.
it was ugly, and it was very frustrating that needed to be power on and charge, even if you were just going to
Oh
use
yeah, I forgot about that.
what is
I guess
it?
then they just kind of went back to the
Motion.
drawing board and then made the Switch.
It was weird. It was like I think they like first year they were like, crap, this is pretty shit.
Yeah.
Because it was in 2012, I think I guess they had 5 years, but 2012 that the Wii U launched. And the main thing was consumers, what I've read is that consumers were kind of confused. They were like, is this an expansion to the Wii?
Exactly.
Yeah.
U,
I
what
was
is
confused,
that?
yeah, for sure.
Right?
Because it was coming right, like it was basically in the middle of everyone else announcing the next generation.
Yeah, it
It's
was a
like-
weird time
Yeah, like
too,
Kinect
right?
was announced, and then PS4 was announced, and Xbox One was announced, and then
Yeah.
Wii U, and it's like, but
Wii U.
I'm
Yeah.
confused.
and it was weird because it was like the same horsepower of like an Xbox 360. But then
Yeah.
you have like the PS and
Because the Wii didn't have HD, it didn't have 1080p.
No, so it was the
And
first
the Wii U
HD.
had 1080p, and it's
Yeah.
like, is that the only upgrade, or like what's going on?
pretty
here?
much
Well,
really.
that and the weird controller dependency, which was like, oh,
Right.
cool. So it's like now we've kind of caught up and put a shackle on your
Yeah,
ankle.
basically. Yeah, it was like 2 steps forward, 1 step back, almost.
pretty
Yeah.
much.
One thing that I will say that I did love about playing that game was you could play 5 players on like the classic Mario, where
Like Mario Kart.
no, like you would be going, side scroller Mario. So you would have like you would be Mario, I'd be Luigi. Then we have like
Oh.
was it a 2 different colored Toads?
Yeah.
like Toad and Toadette, I think. And
Like Bowser or whatever, I can be on the game.
no, like these are just like these 4 characters, and you just be going through like a classic side scroll, like get to the
Yeah,
end,
yeah.
right? Like platformer, right? And the 5th player would be the person holding the Wii U controller, and they could add blocks. So if you're about to fall down a pit, they can add a block
Oh,
that
that's
temporarily
cool.
appears. You can land on it, jump before it disappears.
I didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah, no, it was great because you could also use it to kill people.
Exactly.
So
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
would
Screw them
whoever
up.
was whoever was the 5th player would be either like they'd be all right, let's help save you, and on a whim they could be like, you know what, no, screw you,
Goodbye.
and they could put it right. Yeah,
That's awesome.
it was really fun. Just the chaos of it was fun.
Exactly.
It was something that you would play like once in a while.
But that's the fun of playing with your friends in the same like place, right? Like you like even the same thing as like playing COD, with your friends, like 4-player split screen. You start screen peeking, and it's like, yo, I can see you screen peeking. It's like you can't do
Yeah.
anything about it though. Like,
Yeah.
or like Need for Speed, you just start like shoving controllers out of the way.
Yeah.
Like that's the fun of it, right?
That's
Like,
true.
yeah. And who needs the drone when I can see exactly where you are?
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fun though. I miss that.
Yeah. Speaking of COD, I'm excited. Season 6 is out. I've yet
Right.
to play it, but it just came
With
out.
the,
Just-
the
you just
subway,
download
After
yeah.
this, me and the COD boys,
the Cowboys.
the
The good old fishy
the
boys,
good old
the cod
fishy,
boys.
the COD boys, yes. Yes.
Gonna flip flop, gasping for air.
Yeah,
Right.
all playing the bass. The bass? The bass.
The bass.
bass.
Yeah. No, I'm excited. It's so weird, especially now that I'm like back working and not just like a government paid bum during the quarantine.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yeah. Is that playing Warzone? I used to play it every day, but now like I really enjoy the time playing it.
Yeah, it's much more valuable.
Oh yeah, it's probably a game that I don't know if there's been an online game I've enjoyed as much as the Call of Duty Warzone. Maybe in my life. It's possible.
Really?
It might be number 1.
Hot damn.
I look back to like Halo 2 and stuff, and that's probably nostalgia and playing with friends,
Right.
And maybe that in the
You're
end
still playing
might-
with friends now,
might
too,
win.
so-
I am playing with friends, but I'm saying the nostalgia of it all.
Yeah.
Kind of overtaking it, right? It's just it's a damn good game, right? And the whole like, and it's
I did
there's-
enjoy playing
There's
with
a lot of
you.
stuff going on. It's
Yeah.
a lot of fun. Especially
enjoyed-
playing. But sorry, go on.
Well, I was gonna
Sorry,
say I
what?
just enjoyed that when we played as a squad, just because it was one of those like I had no idea what was going on, and he had no idea what was going on. But I
Yeah.
think you'd watched Lids play, so you kind of
Right.
had a little bit more of an understanding, at least in what I should
Generally,
be doing, kind of thing.
yeah.
And I'm like, I'm just following you guys like a puppy after like food. Like I have no idea what's going on, just that way, you know.
Yeah. In our first game, we came like 6 or 7.
We did
We
really
did,
good.
yeah. That's true, yeah.
Christian got a kill, I think.
wasn't too
Yeah, that
bad,
was only
yeah.
one.
Survived the gulag.
Yeah.
That was-
As long as you survive the gulag.
I don't think I've ever been more sweaty sitting down on the couch. That was so scary.
Oh, yeah.
So
There's a joke there
stressful.
somewhere, but it's fine.
Just sitting there.
Yeah. No, but like especially now with like the new season stuff, they every like month they add something new and stuff, new guns. They keep it fresh. They're doing like a Halloween theme coming out soon as well.
Okay, there
which
you
is
go.
Cool, right?
See, that's what I was thinking. I'm like, if you add zombies, you do that on Halloween.
Yeah,
right? It just
come
makes
on.
sense, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yep.
So it's like
Yeah.
a week. It's like a week before. But what's really cool about it is that it's like our different friends, Paul and Scott, right?
Yeah.
My buddy Brandon.
Yeah.
We all played together, and then like after we were done, they played a couple games afterwards as well, right? It's a cool.
It's a
way,
social thing, yeah.
especially like how it is being in quads. And it being a battle royale where it's you versus like 40 people. It really kind of builds a certain amount of like teamwork and
For sure.
collaboration and
It's that camaraderie.
camaraderie. It is a certain camaraderie that is very unique compared to other like online games. It's very unique to the kind of the battle royale framework. But even battle royale, a lot of the time, I'm sure they have duos and quads and like Fortnite and stuff, but it's really kind of what makes it kind of unique. And I think what makes it so popular now, the Warzone, right, where it's like one of the number one games, free to play games, right? So it's very cool.
I think you bring up a really good point. Like the fact that it's like this thing really makes you connect with people, and because you rely on them and have to trust them, like you really like bond over this
Yeah.
game. Like, all right, we're a team, we're a unit. It's us against them. Let's do it, kind of thing.
Yeah.
And then you also have another game that's becoming very popular nowadays, which is Among Us,
Which is the
about
exact
tearing
opposite. Yeah.
everyone apart.
Yep.
Oh my god. And it's funny how these two games.
So
have-
what is the objective of Among Us? I've only seen the memes, so I'm not really
it's-
familiar.
it's-
What was the Chungus one? A Chungus.
A Chungus.
A Chungus. And I'm like, oof.
Amazing.
Perfect.
Yeah.
He returns.
He returns.
He's always Among
He
Us.
just eats the
He's
whole
always
game.
Among Us,
Oh.
Chungus.
Uh,
So I'm thinking Chungus now.
We always,
is Among
we're always
Us.
thinking,
Always
once he's
Among
in there, he
Yeah,
doesn't leave.
he doesn't leave.
So the whole point of it is kind of like you guys are on a spaceship or on a planet or whatever, like just a map, that you have to complete tasks, repair it, and there's anywhere I think between 4 to 10 of you, I
Okay.
think. And if there's below 5 people, there's only one imposter, but if there's 10 or
There's 2.
around that, there's 2, right? So the idea is to figure out who these imposters are, and the imposters are trying to kill everyone.
Oh.
So you're running around this map trying to complete your tasks, and an imposter's pretending to do tasks, and then they'll go up and kill someone, and they can run away, or you can report the body. So if you find the body, there's a report button, so you hit that, and then you all go into a discussion.
This is super cool.
So it's very like you feel like a detective kind of thing. So you're like, all right, which one of us? It's like if there was all of us in this room going, one of us or 2 of us in this case is a traitor.
Right.
Who is it? But then all of us have to act like everything's normal. It's like, all right, you do the vacuuming, you clean the toilet, you do this, but then see that someone's
You have to
missing something.
vacuum?
No. Like that's just an example. Like if we're in real life. No, like you're just like repairing wires. You're playing.
Just chores.
The repairing the ship is just mini games.
Right,
So
right.
but while you're doing those mini games, you're kind of vulnerable.
Yeah, because you can get killed at any point.
You can
Yeah.
kill at any point. So like if you're gonna go and repair something, I'm gonna and I know that you're in the room and I'm the imposter. I don't want to kill Annie because then you'll have a witness.
Yeah.
But what I could do if I was really ballsy, because I believe like if I'm a good liar, I could go up, kill Annie's character, report it straight away, and then say I just saw Thomas kill Annie. And because
Saucy.
no one else was there,
Got it.
and then
There's
it's
no
really
witnesses.
it's brutal. Like I played with Marin, and this is the first time that I was playing the game, and she was the imposter like 5 times. So it got frustrating. But by the time when she wasn't the imposter, so she was innocent.
Everyone always thought that she was it.
No. Like at that point, it was becoming too frequent. So she would have to announce that she was the imposter straight away, so they could reset the game because it was like, no, it's too often.
Yeah.
So she was an innocent player, as was I. At no point had I been the imposter the entire time, and she still killed me twice because she would see a dead body and then just blame me. So at one point, I'm like. The first time she did this, I was running around. I'd completed almost all my tasks, but I got worried because there's like almost like a time period, and you're waiting for someone to like show up dead. I'm like, no one showed up dead in too long, so I'm scared that I'm gonna be the one, or that I'm gonna find the body and they're gonna think it's me. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna stick with a group of people.
Yeah.
So I stick with a group of people. And then Marin is like wondering, because we can't talk to each other while we're doing our tasks. So Marin's just like trying to run away from me, and I'm like, no, I'm just want witnesses, I just want to be like innocent, to prove that I'm innocent.
Is she convinced that you were one of them?
Because she ran, found a dead body. Mind you, I'm behind her, so I'm not in front of her. She finds this dead body, literally reports it, and they say it was Chris. And it's rude. Like, how? I was behind you, but I was so startled at it that I'm like, what? No, so I sound guilty off the bat.
Exactly.
She gets me killed, and then everyone's like, they lose, and I'm like, and she apologizes right after everyone loses. And the second time she did that, I'm like, if she accuses me again, I'm taking her down. So she did it again and started like accusing me like straight off. Again, both of us were innocent.
Right.
So she's like, it was Chris. I saw him do it. It's like I saw him kill him. It's like, I wasn't there. What the fuck are you talking about? So instead of getting like upset, what I did is like, how could you betray me? You're on my team, kind of thing. And just like, so I knew that they would kill her afterward. They would vote her off because they thought that she was covering her ass. Because you can,
right.
It's whatever you do to survive. You're just trying to win.
What's the minimum people you need to play it?
I think it's 4.
Okay.
But it's more fun with a full thing.
Yeah, get a group.
Which is fine because we can get.
It's kind of similar to that Jackbox game.
Faking it.
Yeah. No. Even more so. It's
they actually have they have an alien game.
Yeah.
In Jackbox,
which is like the imposter
thing. Yeah. But this one's more, I think, mystery and teamwork and a deeper game than that.
A little bit, because you can, as you're running around the map, then you run into people and you're like, oh, are they them, kind of thing. Yeah. And you're trying to take note in your head.
In the Jackbox game, it's literally about being like just surviving.
Yeah.
Like the imposter or the virus or whatever has to survive. You can't really. There's no aggressive actions taking place. That's kind of interesting that you can kill them and then like report the body and stuff like that.
Okay, so
it changes the game.
Maybe
really
we'll get some people because we can play it like together.
Yep.
And then we can like maybe get like a group of people playing online themselves somewhere else or whatever you want.
Totally.
Or we'll do it the week that that Liz is gone.
We should, yeah.
Or whatever, yeah.
Some of my friends play regularly, and I think you guys have definitely met Marin.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah.
I can get some. We're trying to get some Hong Kong people to play it as well. So then that you guys have met. So at least that way you guys are familiar. Because I think it's when you know them, even if they're like at least know their voice or know their face or something like that, then you like it's much more fun.
It makes it more fun.
Yeah.
If you can
that makes
picture
sense.
someone in your head that you're screwing over.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
Because
then you feel it.
I mean that's what made playing like with Marin's group. It was fun, but it was more fun just knowing Marin in it, because then it's like, okay, I didn't realize that that's the way she would react, and also like now I know I'm gonna go make sure that if she kills me, I'm gonna take her down with it. Like kind of like you feel that level of like, I don't know, not maliciousness, just kind of like, I don't know, it's more fun that way. It's much more satisfying being like, all right, you're taking me down, I'm taking you down with me, kind of thing. It's really fun.
I've been seeing all the memes and stuff, but this whole type of game, it reminds me of those like werewolf games. Remember that werewolf game? We played at the Lego store once when we were like after hours.
Oh yeah.
Where it's like there's like 15 people, or I guess I played it at a party once where it was like 8 people, 10 people, and then like someone's narrating, and then like people close their eyes, the werewolves can see who's the werewolf,
right?
And then like
And the villagers have to try to figure out who the
Yeah.
werewolves are.
Yeah.
And then you're
It's-
like going past,
yeah.
like isn't it like 2 villages or something like that? And then you're going from one to the other.
So I think that's it's same.
and
same
you're trying to
kind of idea,
convince
yeah.
them of like, if you're the werewolf, then you definitely have to convince them. But if you're a villager, then you're just like kind of playing
So
it.
it seems
Yeah.
like a version
Yeah.
of that, but online, and that's really
Yeah.
intriguing and fun. So
Yeah.
we'll get on that for sure.
Yeah, that sounds super fun.
Yeah.
It's weird because it kind of I've been watching like this new Star Trek show, like an animated series. It's called Lower Decks.
The Lower Decks. Yeah.
Yeah, it's actually really funny. It's actually pretty good. But yeah, they're like different episodes, like with viruses or parasites or something like that show up inside the ships, and they have to try to figure out who what the cause of it is, and the whole point of it is to trick everyone on deck.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's cool to see that as an actual game.
It's really fun. It's kind of next level. Just at least the way that you discuss with people, and it's kind of cool because you see how people kind of like either they lie or
React.
the logic or what is it that they use
Yeah.
are they jumpy, like, are
Dude, I
they...
feel like I'd be super paranoid if I was the imposter.
imposter?
Yeah. Because I'd just be like, oh, like whatever I do is not gonna convince anybody that I'm not the imposter. Like that would just get really nerve-wracking.
And then you'd have to do this thing where I think the one part that I'm like, oh, wow, this is dangerous, is it does encourage you to gaslight people, like just be like, no, you're wrong, it was them kind of thing a lot. And it's
Right.
just like, that is not a habit I want to build.
Nope, not at all.
But
it's
also,
something that
I
you
don't want to
need.
send out the airlock,
Exactly, yeah. In
uh,
order to survive, you need to do that.
It's funny.
It's hilarious.
I think it'll be very interesting with our group.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
Also,
stoked.
speaking of the Lower Decks thing, there's an episode where they show up, where there's like another ship that shows up, and it's called the SS Vancouver.
Oh, what?
Yeah,
Nice.
and like all the little ships, like the little like mini AirPods inside of there, have like different names, like Fairview and Marpole and stuff like that.
What?
It's because it's animated in Vancouver.
That's wicked.
That's super cool.
Carlos worked on it.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, and so like I guess like some of the background characters are based on like some of the people who worked on it.
That's cool.
That's just a fun little.
That's wicked.
Fact.
I want to watch
I have to
just
see
I
that
would recommend
episode.
it. It's
least,
pretty
yeah.
good. Yeah,
That's
at least that
super cool.
episode. Yeah, it's fun.
Well, I'm sure that episode will be what gets me hooked, but
Yeah,
I want to.
Yeah, that's kind of what got me. Like, I was just kind of putting it on the background, and then that came on. I was like, oh, that's very self-aware and kind of fun.
Do you have to be a Star Trek fan to kind of get the references?
Not at all. I'm not. I don't watch Star Trek.
Okay, cool.
So they
Okay,
kind of.
good.
It's almost like a parody in a way. Like it's still like set in the Star Trek kind of universe, but they like just offhandedly mention Picard or like Khan or whatever.
Yeah.
It's like I don't know anything about Star Trek, but I just know a character or two. Like I think everybody knows Khan as a character.
The Wrath of Him.
Right, the Wrath of him.
And his
then
wrath, yeah.
Picard
And
is also a character. So,
And Scotty gets beamed up once
and
in a
Scott,
while.
yes, exactly.
No, he does the beaming.
Oh, he does.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, he does the beaming.
Yeah.
He knows a bit more than I do about this thing.
I just remembered the quote.
Yeah,
like-
he just remembered grammar. That's
Yeah.
pretty much it.
Is it like Netflix or
Crave.
Crave? Thanks to Christian, I now have Crave.
There you
Yeah.
go. There
Yay.
you go.
Wait,
Yeah,
do you not?
good.
You're not. We'll talk about this after.
I'm not.
You're not.
I'm not.
You're
I'm
not.
not an imposter. I swear to God.
Get out! Get out!
He's faking it.
It was him. He killed you.
This is how it starts.
Yeah, no, I am stoked. I don't know when we want to do it, but our first like live stream Twitch
Yeah.
game where we have like we play a game, we like record it,
Yeah.
do commentary and stuff.
That'd be
fun.
sweet.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like review the game while playing the game.
Yeah. Oh, we haven't told Christian this yet, but
No.
no, we.
As in, no, you haven't told me, but I wanted to sound like I rejected it. Just
So
a bit.
you're kicked out of the podcast. No. we tell someone like that on the podcast.
just live, yeah. and still, I like that I preemptively was like, no.
I deny it.
Yeah, no, a cool idea. We were chatting about this. Is that what if we had a podcast once a month where we went back and reviewed like an old game that we
Yeah.
haven't played, or maybe one of us played. Doesn't really matter, right? Like Beyond Good and Evil. We
Yeah,
haven't
that
played
was
that
one
yet,
that.
Oh, I
yeah.
wanted to play that.
right?
Yeah.
So, then
So like we could play it,
Yep.
Twitch it,
Yep.
review it.
Yeah.
Also,
like,
yes.
And like maybe don't Twitch the entire thing. We can Twitch like a bit of us
part of
playing
it,
it,
yeah,
part
yeah,
of it,
yeah.
as,
Yeah, it's a
as
pretty
part
big
of the
game,
thing.
so,
I feel like that'd be kind of a cool idea.
This is how most of our ideas go on the podcast.
Exactly.
Us talking about it?
Yeah, pretty much.
It's just kind of like, yeah. No, usually this is behind the scenes stuff, but
I know, but look at
now
this
they
on
know.
the podcast,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's
And
kind
that
of
was
cool
it. That's the
idea.
end.
But no, isn't that's
That's a solid idea. I
Right?
really like that.
cool.
I feel like, because we talked about it before in the recording that we didn't get, that we kind of forgot to talk about the main things in the PlayStation 5 and like
Right, the
showcase,
event.
and then just actually it's a little late now, because we already talked about, well, let's wrap the major things up.
I mean, it's pretty much like we've discussed it. Like Miles is coming on the PlayStation.
Yeah.
They announced Final Fantasy 16, which was just an announcement trailer. So it was mostly just
Yeah.
to give people a
They-
glimpse into what they're cooking up, it feels like it's going back to kind of more traditional medieval Final
yeah.
Fantasy. Yeah.
They teased God of War.
Yeah, they
They
announced
teased God of
Ragnarok.
War,
Yeah.
Ragnarok, which is why I decided to just wait until that comes out, because I love the first one. So I think
It was
that
amazing.
the
Makes
second
sense.
one will be just as good, if not better.
They announced the PlayStation Plus
Right.
collection.
Collection.
That's what it's called.
Yeah.
It's the coolest thing where you can, like, at launch, you're given pretty much free access to the best PS4 games.
Yeah.
Pretty much,
So
right?
you get God of War, you get Horizon,
Uncharted.
you get Uncharted, you get Spider-Man, you get a bunch.
So that's like the free version of the Ultimate Pass. Except
Exactly.
the Ultimate Pass is all future games as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
this is like day one, you can immediately play those games on your PS5.
That's still pretty
as long as
neat.
you have Plus. It's cool. It's
Oh,
not,
but as long as you have Plus?
yeah.
Yeah.
So it's a plus.
And
well,
that's
you're
a-
gonna
that's
probably
a-
get Plus.
Yeah, but
anyway.
that's a pay thing anyway as well, right? Oh,
Yeah.
okay, so they're comparable.
And you need Plus to play online anyway, so everyone
Yeah.
has Plus.
Yeah,
pretty
so it's kind
much,
of the same
right?
idea. The thing that we didn't mention last time with the non-captured podcast, a Hogwarts game. There's a Harry Potter RPG
Ooh, there
game.
is. That's coming out.
right.
That looks interesting. It's like it's supposed to take place in the 19th century or the 18th century. Maybe?
Oh, so it's like a while back.
Yeah, so it's like
It's
way
before
back.
like Daniel's Radcliffe.
Yeah.
Like-
Daniel's Radcliffe. That's right. It's before his Radcliffe. Yeah, so like no Dumbledore.
That took me a while to process. I don't know why.
We have currently no UK viewers or listeners.
They just dropped.
Yeah, it just, they've
Dropped
left.
off now.
They've
But,
left
oh,
the channel.
What fools. They don't know
Press
what
F.
to
Oh, Draco Malfoy. Okay, I don't know what I.
But yeah, that looks kind of fun. I mean, people have been waiting for a good Harry Potter game for a while.
They never had one. So.
They've never had one, so yeah.
Yeah.
And it's an RPG kind of esque, so like you can make your character and then choose. I think you can also choose your house, but I hope there's like an option where you like they choose it for you based on the question.
And then everyone gets like Hufflepuff, and then
yeah,
start
I
again.
feel like everyone's gonna either be Hufflepuff or Gryffindor. So
Yeah.
yeah.
I want to be Slytherin and just like like slither. I forget what Harry Potter is.
That's
You just
what
like
they do.
you like a snake.
Harry Potter's a boy, the boy who lived,
Oh,
There you go.
That's Daniel's
Like us.
and
Radcliffe.
Daniel's
Daniel's
Radcliffe.
Radcliffe.
So yeah, that looks kind of fun.
It's what do you think about like the troubling news with like what's it, Rowling and her?
Yeah, I mean, it has nothing to. She's not connected to the game at all.
Are you sure? I mean, like maybe not like artistically, but she still owns.
Yeah, I mean, she's probably gonna get money from the game.
Yeah, but that's what I mean, because that's where the issue lies.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it kind of it sucks. Like her views on whatever, like certain things.
Transgender.
Yeah, like that whole fiasco is troubling and kind of unfortunate. But she did make an awesome world that
And
at least
I feel like
people
to a
can
degree you
enjoy.
can kind of separate the art from the artist, especially when she has very little input on this. It's kind of
Yeah.
just her.
It's just her name's not even anywhere near. It's just her creation, I guess.
I think you're right to say that you can separate them if they're not making a profit from the art, but if they're still making a profit off the art, that's when we're in gray zones. This was quite a controversial thing to bring up at the end of the thing, but
Yeah,
I felt like it was important.
I feel like we can do a deep when the time's right.
when the time is
When
right.
the time is right.
We can do a deep dive.
We can do a
I mean,
deep
just
dive.
like I think it's unfortunate that she's had the views and opinions about that she has, and even the people
Not to
who've
get
worked,
political, but yeah.
yeah,
My
even,
bad.
even the people who've worked on like Daniels Radcliffe has disagreed with her, and like pretty much everyone has more or less just disagreed with her.
How about like other people's Radcliffes? Have they also disagreed? Or is it
Yes,
just
Emma's
Daniel?
Radcliffe and Rupert's Radcliffe, they've all disagreed.
Not
all the
rupees.
JK's
All the
Radcliffe, on the
clips.
other hand, not so much. But yeah, I don't know. It's weird. It is weird because I think that'll just.
Didn't she also make Dumbledore gay out of nowhere? Like, pick your bet. Like, I feel like she's like.
Well, she
I
was
think-
trying
I
to
think
go
part of
woke
me
and then
wants to do
went
more.
real backwards on other parts. It's
Yeah.
kind
Yeah,
of like
she just. Yeah, that's true, actually.
But,
What the
Yeah.
hell?
yeah, and she did that post like she has written the books, and then she's
She
like, "Oh
tweeted
yeah,
that.
by the way, yeah." She tweeted, so
Right.
she like editorialized after the thing, and it's like you can't just do that because
Yeah.
that's not how the books. That's not how books work.
It's like it was.
Like-
It was like.
No, no,
rewrite-
that's not how books work.
Well, no, you can rewrite the book if you want. I mean, I still think that then it's kind
It's
of
a
like
terrible idea.
I mean,
but-
then it brings up the whole thing like that I have an issue with as well as with the whole like director's cut of things and stuff. It's like sometimes yes, if you see that during production there is a discrepancy between what the director wants and what like production is willing to give or the producers are willing to give or whatever, you can argue that a director's cut would be awesome because you can see what that vision is, but then you end up with some directors who are always, even after they've released it, like, oh, but actually I want to tweak
Or
this.
like,
Oh,
like
but I want
George
to tweak.
Lucas with.
See, I was gonna
the Star
say
Wars and
George
stuff.
Lucas, but on that hand, I know he did. He went a little overboard. However, he was like restricted with the technology that he
That's
had at
true.
his
That
time.
made more sense.
And like the technology has grown a large part because of him. So he was mostly just using the same like that technology to enhance like his vision of whatever he had in mind. He went overboard for sure. But I think that like I don't know, it's weird.
Well, then you also have
I feel like
Blade
that's an
Runner.
exception.
Blade Runner.
Yeah, there's like
which-
5 different cuts for that
Yeah,
movie.
and all of them are the director's cut because he just realized, oh, it didn't work this way, so I'm gonna do it this way. Oh, it didn't work this way, and I think like because he blamed, oh, the original one wasn't what he wanted, so he changed it. But it's been changed like 5 bloody times,
yeah.
and it's like I can't believe that. I think it's like he's still.
I think at a certain point
changing
as
it, and
well,
it's
it's
fine.
not even yours.
No.
To it, like let's
Well,
say
like, a
like,
movie especially, as soon as you
Yeah.
put it out there, it's like it's not yours anymore. I mean, it is, but at the same time, like everybody's a part of this now.
Yeah, because they can interpret it the way that they want.
Yeah,
You're right.
exactly. But no, I think we bank it because I feel like I want to do more research on the J.K. Rowling topic as well.
Yeah.
Because I feel like I just kind of heard kind of hearsay.
Yeah.
A bit.
Well,
so I feel like I
with
wanna kinda-
with what she's making from the game, because it's like I think that's the part like. Yeah, like to see if she's making profit from it, I think that's what will be. But yeah, that's the part that requires the research.
because I feel like when it comes to like movies being made, and like for example like Weinstein, he's probably still making money off of certain movies coming out as well, and there's always going to be right. So I feel like there's when it comes to there's always going to be bad people profiting off of big, large
Exactly. Productions.
right?
Yeah.
So, but anyways, we'll bank that for a deeper time because it's time to wrap up the show.
That it is.
Yeah.
That it is.
But
So
I think that's a good.
It's nice that we ended light, you know.
Yeah.
Nothing controversial. to bring
I
up.
gotta go
Well-
play the new Warzone season before I gotta go take my sleepies. So
Right.
Oh yeah, that's true. Work.
Yes.
Oh, sorry.
Sir.
yes, sir. So next episode, what should we talk about?